Alrighty chaps, welcome back. It's been a couple of weeks, and if I had to describe what's going on, imagine my life was a game of Monopoly and you've just upset the other player and they've just gone, that's what's happened. Everything is up in the air and things are just landing wherever they land. This is the new workshop. Right, now if you're playing along at home, you would have gone, hey, you haven't done a video for 2 weeks and you've been a bit quiet. Well, that's because life has a way of taking everything you know and just flipping it upside down. So the rent in the workshop we are moving out of is horrendous. Like, it wasn't that bad when we moved in, but after 3 years and the cost of living and everything going up gradually, so they sneak it up on you, it has become too expensive to operate out of. So I have been perusing sheds all the time, and this is the first shed that has been available in Lonsdale, which is where I'm based, for about a year. And it's with the same real estate mob, so they were awesome, Southern Commercial. So I jumped at it and we got it. And the joy of leaving a shed that's bigger than this one is that actually really aided us in the ability to have this one, because obviously the real estate mob make a commission on both sheds. So if you were one of the people who wanted this shed, you didn't stand a chance because you didn't have a shed you're moving out of. That's why we got pretty much, if we wanted it, we could have had it. And I did, I took it. This shed is $1,000 a month cheaper to rent than the one we're currently leaving, which has made is going to make a huge difference to the business and operating in life. The only downside is it's cost a fortune to move. So the territory was sold and that money paid for the shed moving, which is awesome. So it's 150 square meters. It doesn't really show it on camera, but we actually have toilet, shower, hot water for once. There's a small office. It's probably a much more manageable size shed than what we were in. The other one was just, oh my god, huge. And we'll get back to the other shed in a minute because I have to update you on a few things. But we've moved the shelves. Turns out I had 20 of these things. I didn't realise I had that many. Some of them going to scrap. It's not the world's best shed. It's not terribly well sealed. The lighting is terrible, but it's a better size. And some of my tank parts have already started to come across. But everything's fairly well empty. It's 100 square meters smaller than the other shed, so it's not terrible. The other shed had amazing lighting, I'll give you that. It's old. We worked out this shed was built in about 1989, so it's the same age as me. I don't know who's wearing the age better, me or the shed. Really looks like it's been shot 1,000 times, but it's the remnants of tech screws. Yeah, and I don't know what this is, but it is actually a fairly hefty looking bench. So I'll definitely use that. But yeah, it's definitely, I reckon somebody was living in here because that looks like a small room. And yeah, this is the new shed. It's pretty good. Thought it was a great way to open up things, because when we go to the other shed, I'll have to disappoint a few people because some things are changing. But I don't know how tall it is. The tank should fit through that door, but there's not a lot of the shed, and then there's a driveway, and then there's a fence. So turning in here will be interesting. Also, if anybody is in south side of Adelaide and knows a good truck company who can move a Stewart tank, weighs about 13 tons, it probably need to be a flatbed with a bogie axle, so two sets of wheels in the back. That would be handy because I don't really know who to use, and the people we used to move it originally, well, obviously their phone was disconnected, so that's not very useful. Don't ask me what's happened in here. It's not a bad shed, really. I've seen worse amenities. Apparently it's a slightly dodgy door lock. Yeah. How does that not look like somebody was living up there? Anyway, I was a bit annoyed that the skylights were missing, that they've been covered up, but then I realised I bet this shed gets really effing hot in summer, and I bet you they're gone to stop heat coming in. So, right, we'll run you through this shed. Pretty good. Not amazing, but you get what you get. Office isn't bad. I quite like it. So, let's go to the other shed. Alright, prep yourself, chaps. The XW is gone. The EJ is also for sale. The spot welder is for sale. I have had to do a really big reevaluation of my life, how much time I have free to do things, and I've just had too many things on my plate. It's been stressing me out, and I decided to clear the decks, as you would say, and reassess and start fresh. Clearly the tank is not going anywhere, and I'm not getting rid of the Jeep because I literally just got that and I've been wanting one of those for ages. So funnily enough, the military vehicles are staying, but all the cars that are mine are going. I mean, I still got the Starlet, so I still drive that, and my Holden Ute that I sold, which I shouldn't have sold. The young lad who bought that wrote that off in a half hour, so good ending for that vehicle. So yeah, I've just had to reevaluate things. I have given so many parts away. I've thrown out a lot, and I've scrapped heaps. There's a whole pile of stuff going to scrap just there. That isn't even the tip of the iceberg of stuff that I've thrown out. So if you're interested in the EJ, if you've watched the channel, you know how much work's involved in getting them right. That EJ needs somebody who's passionate about them to take over it and finish it. There's not a lot left to finish, and I'm not giving it away because of how much work's been involved in it, but it does run and drive. Obviously the coupes are customers' cars. I need to focus on that. Clearing the decks of the vehicles and the parts has made my life significantly less stressful. Changing sheds to one that's significantly cheaper to rent. If you put, after 12 months, we're saving $12,000 a year by changing sheds. That's a lot of hoot. And at the moment the tank is going to Corowa for the swim in, which is in March, and I don't know if you know this, but we're nearly in January, very close. So I'm not selling the 351 and the C4. I have a plan, but I just don't want to part with that yet, because I just think that might come in handy. You never know. Spot welder is a fantastic machine, but I only use it once every 6 to 12 months. And yes, stuff is everywhere because things were on shelves, now need to go onto tables to clear the shelves to take the racks. So if the shed looks like a mess, that's because it's a mess. Just mind blowing. Side note, just quickly on the coupes, I still put it down as Jamie from Custom Garage makes the best lower rear quarter sections ever. There's no bog in that either. I've done a few of them now. I think you can almost still see the stamp. Here it is. There's no bog in that. That's just bare metal. Well, it's obviously etched because you don't leave things in bare metal unless you're stupid. But I appear to have done a few of these rear quarters. So yeah, it's just also this is like the 14th time I've attempted to do this section of it, because it's actually stressing me out that I have to actually show off all of my stuff in a disaster. But cleared out a lot of space, stuff's off the walls. I gave doors away, I gave guards away, I've scrapped the spare panels I had at the back. All those panels over there for that car. When we get to the new shed and we're finally set up again, there's going to be the tank, the Jeep, the 2 coupes, and that's it. I'm going to work, I'm going to do my hobby, and they're not going to be the same thing. I'll probably still wheel and deal and buy and flip a few cars, so if you think the channel's just gone belly up, well, it has and it hasn't. I'm still me, I'm still doing my things, and probably what'll happen is, if my personal cars are gone, I'll probably go back to filming rust repairs on the coupes and stuff, so I won't stop rust repairs just because my cars are gone. So it's a bit of a sad day, but if you know the cost of living and you know the realities of how stressful everything is, you understand. And if you are genuinely interested in the EJ, do let me know, because I'd like to see that go to someone who actually gives half a hoot about it, because I have put a lot of hard work into that car and it deserves a good owner. Paint it blue, paint it pink, do whatever you want to it, but there's no rust in the sills, there's no rust in the floors, there's no rust in the plenum chamber, there's no rust in the rear quarters, there's no rust in the dog legs, there's no rust in the wheel arches, no rust in the boot floor. The beaver panel's been changed, the wireframes, I did all the rust in them when I had it all apart. The motor runs good, it's had a new clutch in it, the clutch and brake master cylinders are new. I think I might have even replaced the brake lines, the rubber lines. It's had a huge amount of work spent on it, and I have it for sale for 11 grand, which seems ridiculous when you think about how much work has gone into it. It's almost too cheap, and I have absolutely mountains of parts to go with that car. So if you are genuinely interested, let me know. So, but yes, the main goal is the tank. That I want to get done and finished, because surprisingly it's actually easier to build the tank than it is the EJ. And little known fact is the EJ is the exact same length, almost to the centimetre, as the tank. The tank is only 30 centimetres wider than the EJ. Still got more stuff to go. Those 3 racks might go to scrap. The stuff on them will go in the other shed. Just stuff's everywhere. Also, I have been working pretty profusely on the tank. So sorry to sort of burst everybody's bubbles on the vehicles, but you know, I still have to live my life. I have to make decisions, and sometimes those decisions upset people, like the XW. A lot of people want to see that car finished, and if I didn't have 3 other things on the go and worked full time doing Falcons, I'd probably be more than capable of doing it, and I'd probably do it fairly quickly. And clearly the EJ is being left behind because, once again, too much stuff on my plate, too many things, and it's to make that as nice as I would have wanted it, it's going to cost more money than I've got lying around. Like stupidly with that car, I've got the bonnet is rust free, the boot lid's rust free, the left rear door is perfect, the 2 front doors, they need skins. The right rear door needs a skin because I didn't like how that one went. I mean, a pair of steel guards, you can buy them and your body work's done. But if you think about the cost of 2 front guards out of steel, that's nearly $2,000. You know, it needs somebody who's really into that stuff to take that car over. I might have lost a little bit of passion for building cars over the last couple of years, but I'm still passionate, but sometimes things go in other directions. Yeah, but anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. You might not enjoy this one, but this will be the last time you see inside this shed, because the people in that shed literally took our lease over, which was actually fantastic. So that means we didn't break contract or anything like that. Hope to see you around, chaps. Happy New Year and Merry Christmas.